Hey girl, it is Monday. It is August the 3rd, and we are in the week of leading back to school. The kids will be starting back school on Thursday, so I figured that we'll go ahead and start a new vlog of updating you. And it's really been on my heart to if y'all have been with me for a while. First of all, my name is Jatan. If you're new here, Jatan with all things Jatan. If you're not new here, then you know I have a passion for trying to help people. Anything that I was not necessarily taught or raised with, I always try to help somebody else, give encouraging words. I feel like a lot of times people think that things are out of their reach. And so they're like, oh, that's all that I had to do. I have lived my life like that. Like, God has really put people in my circle, in proximity to me, to really pour into me as far as wisdom and things like that. So I always like to pay that back forward. So with that being said, back to school shopping is done and complete. I am a planner. I like to get my stuff done and out the way. And some of the things that I have been doing recently to help me stay on track, because I am a one man show, is being a planner. This is the last year of my daughter's high school journey. She will be a senior. Kaysen is going into the 8th grade, so she's finishing up her middle school years. Taylor is going into 2nd grade. So all new things for all three of my girls. And with that being said, that's a lot on my plate. Now, I do, as you guys may or may not know, I do have the help and support from Kaysen's dad always. Not so much with Jordan's dad. She's actually in Delaware, supposed to be coming back tomorrow, I'm hoping. Last year we ran into a whole ordeal. That's a story time for another time, because I can go on and on about that. But yeah, so we took our senior pictures last week, so we got that done and out the way. And within the upcoming months, we'll be applying for schools and trying to figure out what direction she wants to go in. For those of you, I haven't did a vlog in a while, but I think the last vlog I did, I told you guys that she passed her boards to become a registered CNA, so she's licensed to do that. But a lot of jobs down here in Georgia would like for her to be 18 before hiring her, and she's only 17. So we've been applying. She does have another job, and with that, I'm just gonna bring into information to help you guys out. Again, wealth, finance, credit, all that stuff was not taught to me. I learned, the light bulb went off for me at later on in life. So if I could save you guys some time and give you guys some wisdom, that's all that I'm trying to do, or whatever. So with that being said, when she started working, I'm like, okay, you really don't make much. Your check is for you to do whatever you want to do, any extracurriculars, things like that. But you, as parents, as moms, I feel like we know our kids better than our kids know themselves. And I was telling her, I could just sense, Jordan is not the type of person that likes to work hard. It comes to her later. You get what I'm saying? She'll sit up there and realize, okay, it's 2 years in. Let me go ahead and buckle down and get it together, instead of it being an immediate thing. And that's cool. Everybody goes around things in their own unique way. So I'm looking at her and I'm like, girl, you got a long ways to go, sister girl. You don't seem to like a job. And she said to me, she was like, Mom, I don't care what the job is. I really don't think that I'm going like working or whatever. And I just had to laugh, because again, in my mind, you got a long ways to go. And one of the things that I always tell my kids is, I remind them, with her being 17, you're closer to being an adult than you are a child. So hopefully the things that I'm instilling in you will be for you to hold your own torch. I could pass the torch to you. You can find your own way and not really rely so heavily on me as a parent. So when she started working, I told her, I said, hey, you need to come up with an amount that you're happy with out of your check. Make it a 'We're going to open up a Roth IRA for you. I was like, if you don't like to work, if it's already something that you're like, I don't see myself doing this long time, then you need to be securing your future. So we went on Fidelity. We opened up a Roth IRA because she's only 17. I had to be, of course, the primary person over top of that. But I told her it's not about the amount you put in, it's about the time that it remains in there. So if you automate $20 a paycheck and you let that sit in there for however long, you will see the growth. You'll be like, oh my God, like this $20 really took off. And I also encouraged her that when you get a different job or you're making more money, increase it. Don't get so used to that little bit amount, because this is going to help you in your future or whatever. If a job, an employer does not offer a 401k plan, create your own retirement. Like, it does not have to be something that you can only get your hands on from an employer. Now, an employer is great because an employer most times will match whatever you're putting in. So say, for instance, if they match at 5%, you put 5%, they'll put the other 5%. That's a no-brainer. Why leave money on the table if they're going to match that? So these are like things that I'm trying to instill into my kids. Me being 41, like my goal is to be work optional. Like for years, I just hung on to the fact of, oh, I'm going to be working till I'm in my 60s, 67. Who said that? Who said that? Like, I looked at my Social Security earnings from the period of time that I was working, and I'm just like, this is not even going to supplement the bills that I have. And I don't have any debt or anything like that. So the first things that I started doing when I realized, like, oh yeah, honey, this is not going to be my reality. The first things that I started doing was being mindful of my budget, looking at where my money was going. Once I figured out like where my money and my budget was going, I then started utilizing my credit card as a debit card. And I'll tell you why. Like, I thought I lost my debit card back in April, and I ended up finding it in my phone case. And I'm just like, when you've done something for so long, it's just like second nature to continue doing it. Like, it's a creature of habit. You guys know I'm a person of routine and habits. And I'm just like, that was my money. Like, I gotta wait for another card. I gotta wait for different things. It was just a whole hassle. And then the more that you're using it, the more risk that you put on your own money. So once I got my new card, I had already paid down all of my debt. And like I said, the light bulb just went off in my head. And I'm like, I have credit cards that I could be using for specific reasons. Looking at my budget, I saw that my primary spenders, or my big spenders, was my mortgage, grocery shopping, gas. I did have some like streaming services and stuff like that. So from there, I'm like, okay, beginning of the year, I didn't even tell you guys, but I was just like, when I was back in Delaware, I traveled a lot. Like, I went a lot of places, and I was like, I didn't even have the income and the blessings that I have now. Like, why am I not doing it now? So me and my father had a good old talk, and my father God, honey, and I was just like, I want to get back to traveling. I ended up applying for a travel card. I got the Platinum Amex because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm going to utilize this. I'm going to use this to my advantage. And then all the crazy things in the world started happening, to where flights were going up, different things like that. But God is such an intentional God. He is such a God of abundance, blessings, that he still made a way. Like, so far this year, my kids and I, we took a road trip to North Carolina. We went to my friend's wedding. That was in April. We went on a cruise in February. We went back home in May and stayed for like a decent amount of time. June, we did a staycation in Atlanta. July, we were supposed to be going to Chicago. As we were in the airport lounge, which is like one of my favorite, like that's that's like one of my favorite benefits of the card, is just taking my kids to the airport lounge. I do have to pay for them. It's free for me, but I'm going to pay the fee every single time. Like, first of all, the flight was delayed, and then the flight ended up being canceled. We were supposed to go 4th of July weekend. And I felt like we all had that level of peace when a flight was canceled because our bellies were full. We had unlimited beverages, things like that. We were able to charge our phones, sit around, like things of that nature to where we weren't feeling bored. But that still was a bummer. I've been trying to get to Chicago for some years, and instead of waiting for people to be ready or to go, I'm just going to go ahead and take my kids. And then later on in the year, I have some other travels going on. So I have over 21 credit cards, and that was something that was not intentional. But again, with me learning and processing things later on in life, I'm like, I don't use all of them. Like in my wallet, I literally have 5 cards that I keep in rotation. One that gives me the highest points or cash back on gas, one that has percentages on groceries. I pay my bills on my credit card so that I'm earning more points and things like that. And because I already have these things budgeted, I just go ahead within 2 days, pay that stuff off. So I'm not having a high utilization. My credit score has plummeted. Like if I'm just being transparent with you guys, all the years that I've had credit cards or, I've had credit from like owning houses and stuff like that, I never used to get credit line increases until I started strategizing my credit this way. In the month of July alone, I had 3 credit line increases. And again, I'm not even doing anything out of the ordinary. I'm not going out of my way to get these credit line increases. I'm not robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like the old me would have been like, I just want to go ahead and go shopping. I want to get these clothes. And then I'm financing the things that I genuinely had the money to get. And I'm like, why am I paying interest? Why? Like, I feel like such an adult to the point to where like majority of my bills I have set up on auto pay because in my mind I'm like, I didn't come this far to come this far. Why would I want to risk the chance of getting a late fee? Why would I? Now I know the importance. I know the strategy. And the thing is, like, I'm even learning the difference between a charge card. I was having a conversation with one of my friends and I was like, do you know what a charge card is? She was like, I just thought a charge card was like a store card. I was like, me too. Like, or, for instance, when people sit up there and say to me, oh, you live in Atlanta? No, I don't live in Atlanta. I live in Georgia. Like people automatically assume that Atlanta is the state or whatever. Like everybody that lives in Georgia automatically to people's mind live in Atlanta or whatever. So I say that to say that like that was the same mindset that I had with charge cards. And when I got my platinum, I was just like, okay, with a charge card, there's no spending limit. There's no credit line. There's no credit line. So, with regular credit cards, you may get like a $15,000 credit line. And they always say to like keep your utilization low, like a safe spot is 30, like 20 to 30% of your credit line utilization. So with that being said, I'm like, my mindset is always who stands to benefit from me? Who gets the benefit from me? So where did the rule come from of 30%? And then from there, I'm just like, okay, if I leave 30%, then that means I'm going to be paying interest. And I already got it in my mind that they're not getting no more money off of me. Like they still make money. They will make money from you swiping your card and things like that, but you're not making money. Like if I go to the store and I pay gas for $20, I'm not dividing that $20 up just so that, and I didn't have to. My balances are paid in full every single month. I make multiple payments throughout the month, like I said, just to keep my utilization low, and things like that. And when I got my Platinum Amex, they had a welcome offer of if you spend $12,000 in 6 months, that you will get 100,000 member points or whatever. And when I tell you, like the customer service, everything, and I'm not saying that to like sponsor or say that this card is for everybody because it's genuinely not. Now that I've hit my points, That's not even like a everyday card because it's not for everyday spending. Like I literally have cards, and I could do a video of like things that I have in my wallet or whatever, but that's not a card that I use on a day-to-day basis. So I say that to say, like, as a solo mom, by no means am I rich. Um I'm not going above and beyond to try to live beyond my means. I literally had to realize that certain things have to be strategized. Like, who stands to benefit from me? Who's like, I always try to encourage my kids that as soon as you know that there's a school event, there's fees, a party, anything you want to go to, let me know sooner rather than later. I get paid from my job twice a month. I'm salary. So I need to make sure that anything extracurricular you guys want to do, that it's in the budget to do that. Yeah, so moving forward, a lot of the things that I've learned, I also plan on sharing with you guys. We can sit up there and secure things, the life we want, manifest the things that we want. It's not out of our reach. Like when I tell you, I go to these lounges now, like it's just a given, and it's just like a whole different atmosphere. You have the opportunity to network, meet people that you normally would not have met. My kids are just blessed. Like my daughter, when she went up to Delaware, she was just like, "Oh, mom, I don't like not flying with you. I don't like not traveling with you because one of the perks of my cards is I get free clear or TSA pre-check and all that. So the very first time I had to use it, we looked at the line and we like, oh, we going to we going to clear, okay? So I went there. All they had to do was scan my picture. They verified that my kids was on my ticket or my reservation. We were out of there, straight through security, straight to the lounge. So it's just like certain things that you realize is definitely worth a peace of mind. It just took a load off of me. Like I felt like I no longer operated from a place of panic, but from a place of peace because I know that I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do to secure my future as well as my kids' future. Yeah, so I just wanted to hop on real quick. If there's anything you guys can think of, anything that you would like to know, definitely let me know in the comments. Leave me a comment. And again, I'll share as much as I possibly can in regards to this new journey. It's not about making more, it's about stewarding what God has already blessed you with. And once He's seeing that you're able to do that with what He's giving you, I promise you the increase will come thereafter. So I hope you like this video. Again, I am All Things Jatan I'm Jatan with All Things Jatan. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notification bells on and stay tuned for the next video.